This is a podcast from Torfaen Voluntary Alliance. Hello, I'm Patrick Downs. Welcome to Word from the Third, where we'll be taking a look at all the big stories and news from the third sector here in Torfaen. And on this episode, joined by Sarah Robinson from Hope GB, and asking the questions for TVA Today is Thomas Ball.
Obviously, first thing we want to do, Sarah, is just ask more about the organisation and your role within it.
Hope GB actually started as a support group, I think about 14 years ago. So it was following my son's diagnosis with autism. We realised sort of after having the diagnosis, there wasn't a huge amount of support. So I started meeting with other parents that had autistic children, and it's all grown from there, really.
Okay.
So my sort of role within the charity is I founded it 14 years ago, and then it was just a case of we used the Togs building over in UN. There was a gentleman there, Ray, at the time who ran it, and Judith from Action for Children. They were very supportive, let us have a room, and we just used to gather parents once a month, and it's been quite organic really, the way that it's sort of grown and developed. Parents enjoyed meeting together, receiving that peer support. I think, you know, chatting to Patrick earlier, a lot of ways that people find information out are from just talking to other people who are sharing the same experience. And from there we found parents didn't just want to meet up and have a coffee. You know, they said if we arranged day trips and activities that they could bring the children on, they would have more confidence in going out and being part of a group. And so we started arranging trips, we needed the bank account, and it all kind of evolved from there.
You've explained that you organise trips and stuff, but what exactly does Hope GB do?
So we currently offer like a range of different things for the community. Throughout lockdown, one of the main ways that we've been supporting individuals is providing sensory activity packs to young people between the ages of 6 and 18 who have a diagnosis of autism and who live in Torfaen. Prior to the lockdown, we've been successfully running an autism specialist youth club, and that happens once a week over in UN for children of the same ages, and we usually have about 30 or 35 young people that would come to 2 different times depending on their age on a Thursday evening. We had to think about ways that we could adapt that service. Obviously, you know, we try to support young people who can access us face to face. There are lots of young people probably prior to the pandemic that might have struggled with that, and then when the pandemic happened, we really wanted to think about how we could outreach into the community. You know, if we weren't able to meet young people face to face, how could we continue to support them in their homes, knowing that the pandemic really just turned everything upside down for them.
Obviously, through the pandemic, you've done quite a lot. What difference would you say that's made in the community?
I think that it's been a vital service, really. It's helped to keep that connection with the young people. We know that throughout the pandemic, because some autistic individuals can be quite literal, you know, throughout the pandemic, a lot of the youngsters that we support wouldn't even leave their home, you know, to step into their garden, being, you know, quite difficult trying to manage this virus, which we knew, you know, was dangerous, but it was also unseen. You know, that's a very difficult concept. We know that lots of autistic individuals also have accompanying sort of anxiety and sort of other comorbidities. The pandemic just sort of heightened that anxiety. We were sort of using the packs, using the fact that our team were delivering them to their doorstep as a way really to try and keep connection, keep them engaged, encourage them to continue that engagement with school online, really encourage their interest. We know that supporting young people using the things that they are interested in is very motivating, you know, and we just really wanted to support their mental health by giving them something that they could look forward to. I know that we changed part of the way that we were sort of using our funding part way through so that we could deliver things once a week as well as once a month. You know, we've had good reports from families about how children really looked forward to that, and it's sort of become the highlight of their week.
So what would you say is the most rewarding aspect of the organisation's work?
I think it's just seeing the difference that it makes to the individual children and then also to their siblings and to their parents. I am, you know, a firm believer that if you can help to make a difference for the individual, it has a far-reaching effect on the rest of the family.
If we can make one wish come true for Hope GB, what would it be?
Apart from winning the lottery, so we can do more.
apart from winning the lottery, yeah.
I think that TVA are already helping us with that. You know, I think in terms of wishes, it's always just really to help us with continuing to fund the services that we offer so that we can continue to reach youngsters in the community. We were obviously having like a positive effect on small numbers that could come and see us face to face at the start of the pandemic, but since then the numbers that are contacting us and that we're able to support have just increased substantially. So our wish really is just to help as many people as we can.
So you said in that you've got a team of volunteers and staff who are providing the service to the community. Mm-hmm. How can people, members of the public or potential volunteers, get in touch if they want to support?
Well, they could either contact us, you know, through yourselves at TVA. We are actually in the process of starting a recruitment campaign where we'd like to recruit more volunteers for our youth club. Ideally, we would, you know, be looking at individuals who already have experience, perhaps with childcare, or maybe, you know, young people who are starting an education course, perhaps in childcare or health and social care. But they can contact us directly through our website, at our email address, or through social media.
The last question I want to ask, have you got any future plans other than volunteer recruitment that you'd like to share?
Yeah, we've usually always got things happening. We're currently in the process of arranging some training for professionals that we're going to hold online in October, all around understanding complex presentations of autism. So that's going to be available for professionals in health and education and social care.
Sarah, this is a bit of a strange one to finish with, but could you describe what the work the Hope GB does in Torfaen, how it improves people's lives, that sort of thing?
I'd like to say that main aim is that we try to enrich lives that are affected by autism. That's our aim, and I hope that's what we're achieving.
From Hope GB, it's Sarah Robinson. Thank you for joining us today. And of course, asking the questions was also Thomas Ball, the funding lead of TVA. And don't forget, if you want to contact TVA, Torfaen Voluntary Alliance, for anything regarding the third sector here in Torfaen, get in touch regarding funding, volunteering, any kind of support or governance. info@tvawales.org.uk. You can also find us on social media, on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter at TVA Wales, or of course on the website. It's all there at tvawales.org.uk. This podcast is produced by TVA, Torfaen Voluntary Alliance.